Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Living World of Darkness, the Mage venue. Today's episode is James's attempt to sort of reinsert himself into the life of the Chantry. He's been sort of on his own for a bit and hasn't paid much attention to his other Chantry mates. So that's what he is resolved to do today. He's woken up and he wants to see what's going on.
Yeah, I was in the common room, still kind of in the process of waking up. Yesterday was a bit, or ended at least a bit confusing. So, she is sitting on...
Glad someone else is on my sleeping schedule.
At this point, I don't care what time it is, but yes, she is. So she is on a couch, wrapped still in like a blanket, blinking a bit sleepily, a bit owlish, as she is kind of hugging a cup of coffee and just kind of staring at the television, or it's probably like a rerun of some stupid, like really stupid soap. She doesn't even
Brady
really
Bunch,
seem to
Variety
follow.
Hour.
Sure.
In the common room as well is Julie sitting on a couple of pillows, and she's her eyes are closed. She has there is a distinct smell of something that's probably not legal in all of the United States, but we'll get back to that. She has earphones on, and she has closed her eyes, and she seems to be just sitting and almost rocking back and forth. She seems to be, she seems to have a fairly good smile on her face. She seems to be minding her own business at the moment.
All right. Well, James will walk out of his room. He's not presenting himself in any sort of tired. Basically comes out of his room as he goes in completely awake, alert, even though it is nearly 6 o'clock at night. Walks into the common room. Sort of looks around. I didn't know you liked Brady Bunch.
Ava looks up at the voice that's basically coming from like somewhere behind her, and she looks at James, looks back at the television. It's like, is that what this is called?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what's it about?
I don't really know. I know that they gave the actors of the Brady Bunch a second show back in the late 70s. Sort of allows them a sort of sketch comedy / music. Yeah.
Oh. I wasn't really looking at it. So...
Just waking up as well?
Yeah, kinda.
I have to go pick something up. Do you want to come with me?
Pick up from where?
Liquor store down the street.
Sure, yeah. Just give me a moment to actually get dressed.
Okay.
She'll get from the couch, stretches, and heads into her bedroom.
Her actual bedroom.
Her actual bedroom. It's where she keeps her clothes.
Never slept there. Just keeps her clothes there.
Yeah, I think she spent the first night there.
James will walk over to Julie. Sort of wave awkwardly.
She doesn't seem to register you. Her eyes are closed, so.
He'll snap his finger a couple of times.
We'll just. Perception awareness to see if she is somewhat, let's say, heavily distracted at the moment.
Okay.
Figure.
I mean, if she's distracted and she doesn't respond to the snaps, he'll just like he'll sort of not poke her head, but poke the sort of the bar between the headphones.
Her eyes kind of blink. She looks at you, and lifts up the earmuffs, and just says, "Oh, hi, what's up?"
Av and I are going for a walk. You want to come?
And she it takes like a little too long, and she just says, for like what?
I'm picking something up. I have a favor to ask Natasha, and I don't want to ask it at the end.
Right. I'll just chill here. That's fine. You'll be back, right?
Yeah. Just wanted to see. Didn't want to be rude.
What's your name again?
He'll sort of frown. It's like the internal thought is, how do you forget my name? But he'll sort of frown for a second, and then he'll the smile is back. James.
James, right, James. Right. Okay. James. Right. I'll see you later.
Cool.
And she just kind of points a finger at you and then nods, and then she just closes her eyes again and puts her earphones on again.
Okay, so James and Ava headed out into the big wide world.
Yep, Ava's done her best to dress at least appropriately to James, or makes an attempt to.
Can how is James paying for? Not like genuine question. How is James paying for the paying for the whiskey?
Okay. That was something that I probably should have asked last night. Are you beginning to take resources away from people who don't have steady?
Not at this point, no.
Okay, then he does have resources too, and
Mhm.
he hasn't used it this month.
What I mean is he paying by card?
No.
Okay, paying in
At
cash?
least not something that expensive. No.
Okay. Cool. So can
Yeah.
you both make me wit stealth rolls? Difficulty will be 5.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 5 only. Wow.
Yeah,
If you
you're
don't
staying close to Chantry.
If you don't have stealth, then it's 6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This happens when you leave the Chantry now,
Okay.
Robert, because the Technocracy are looking for you.
Oh shit! That's something I need to be briefed on, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done it twice
Yep,
now. I
and
let it
there's
go.
my 4th fail. I have not had a single success on this bloody stealth roll. God fucking damn it.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it possible that I could maybe use Streetwise to
Nope.
get us in a roundabout way? No.
Nope.
No. Okay. Alrighty.
This is your general ability to keep your head down.
Yay!
Well, I suck at it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's see.
God damn
Let
it.
me get into Mage Dice Roller really quick. Damn. I had not expected this.
Mm-hmm.
I know. God damn it.
Busted. Nope. Did not expect this. Let's see.
How is this your fault? You'd only failed twice yesterday.
I have one
Yeah.
success.
So that's, and I already failed once before that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
I do not
making
have
this the 4th time.
No, this would be your 3rd time.
No, the 4th. Because I failed once before the 2 failures yesterday.
Oh, you failed twice yesterday.
I failed twice
Twice.
yesterday. Yes.
Oh, okay. Right, okay.
Did 2 seeds and both required stealth rolls and both I failed.
Okay, cool. So yes, 1 success, you are fine. The great tallyman in the sky. Scratch.
Fucking big brother!
Yes.
I've obviously put on the
exactly.
boss. Now everybody notices her.
I mean, have you seen Ava? Everyone notices that.
Everybody would notice that. I'm sorry.
Look for the slamming hottie with the glasses. Oh no, she's not wearing glasses. Look for the slamming hot redhead.
No, she's not wearing. She's not wearing glasses
What
this
what
time.
is
She's
this?
wearing
What is
lenses.
this? What is she? App 3? App 4?
Yeah, 3.
3? So it's 2 App 3 people.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, well, one does not stand out and the other one does for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
It's probably because Ava insists on jumping on one leg for like 2 city blocks. But what do
She
I know?
skips.
Exactly.
It's because James has practiced in like the kind of hunch, hide your face, because he's used to avoiding X's.
and I was looking at the sky and it's like,
Yep.
oh, look what pretty clouds.
Yeah.
No, James is just skilled in avoiding getting hot cups of coffee thrown at him.
Fuck, that's the guy I bullied at school.
Ava comes from a civilized place where people don't throw cups of coffee at you.
Yeah, now she lives in New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, like, yeah, you can make it to the liquor store.
All right. And he'll pay for he'll pay for the liquor that I told you about
Yeah.
last night with cash.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in a nice wooden box.
Yeah.
And because it's Christmas time, they probably have.
Do you want it gift wrapped, sir? No, this is a skeevy off license. They don't offer it.
No, I don't want gift wrap. I just want like a really like ostentatious like purple bow.
What they do have is a one with like pink silver glitter,
Yes,
like extra cheap looking.
yes.
Yeah,
Extra gaudy, extra cheap, slaps it right on.
yeah. The elderly gentleman running the liquor store badly wraps the bow around it.
Just don't worry, it's going to be funny to the person it's going to.
Ava looks very confused at all this. She does like the ribbon, though.
It just looks awful.
It's this really elegant wooden box around this like $200 plus bottle of booze that's been aged. That's old enough to buy its own drink, by the way.
God damn it! It's older than I am.
Yep.
So, and he will happily take it back to the Chantry.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't tell us to roll again.
No, it's just once per outing.
Okay. God damn it.
What happens if you fail? Like,
I don't know
track.
yet.
yay.
Oh man, I really think I was the only one who's failed at all, and she's failed every roll. It was.
Admittedly,
once-
like several players have prepared for this potential eventuality.
Well,
I have not. I don't even know it is an eventuality, really.
No,
Yeah.
neither does Ava.
Yeah, no, like say a couple players in the first month were like fucking alternate identity. God damn it. But yeah, you're safely back inside. It's warm inside. It's not snowing,
It's actually not snowing in New York at the moment.
isn't it? Okay.
No, it's like plus 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Anyway, it's still warmer inside.
Yeah. Oh no, it's cold as balls. It's just not snowing yet.
I will look at James. Why did we go out?
I'm getting this. I'm asking Natasha. I'm going to be asking Tasha to get me a different identification. This is not me
Oh,
saying that Nausicaa is right. I'm not saying that Nausicaa is right.
okay. You're not saying she's
I am, however, admitting to the prudency and practicality of not having my name and face everywhere I go.
I mean, I think if they really wanted us back, they probably would have done so by now, and nothing has really happened. I don't think you really need to worry.
While you've been away, a certain someone has been, well, probably when you're getting back. Julie has been sitting and enjoying her buzz, but she's also trying to see beyond what is normal. She's going to try to activate or use Spirit Sight
Okay.
to get a better view, a better idea of what this place looks like when you begin to look at it a bit differently.
Okay. So, if you can please roll me your Arate, I'll because you're in a chantry, so difficulty. It's not a chantry. It's broken properly, so I'll give you diff 6.
Well, that's a fail.
It looks like the wall.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try again, but at the higher difficulty.
You can just try again.
Okay. And well, okay.
Because you're not like continuing an ongoing roll. You're literally just starting again.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a 10, so that's a success.
Okay. So the room drifts in front of Julie. Close your eyes and you begin to feel, well, you hear first a snapping, crackling sound. As you open your eyes and you can see around the TV and around all the sockets, you can see dancing, sparking shapes. you see yeah, I think actually that's probably the only spirit you'll see in here. If you look out the window, however, you see a thick nest of spider webs.
Spider webs.
And mechanical spiders walking along them.
Just outside the window?
Right outside the window. In the street, big spider webs connecting all of the buildings together. Before, because you got one success, you blink and it fades. And you're looking at a normal street, New York street.
She sits down again, just sits there and takes in this new info, shall we say. And then she just, like, dude. And she just, like, kind of shakes her head and just, like, oh. Right. So, and she just kind of gets up, just turns off her music and just, just puts some of it back into her room and just looks it around and just, she seems a little worried or...
When you start seeing spiders, it's time to go clean.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. She just she's just gonna stand there for a moment. She's just gonna thinking of lighting up another one, but she just takes it with her for the moment, and she just looks around and just into herself. She's just for the moment just thinking, it's pretty mild what I've been able to do so far, but she looks around and just takes some of this thing, some of the things she's seen. By this time, I believe that the two adventurers have returned.
In fact, I'm going to give you a bit of the one thing that Julie will see actually. She looks out the window. She'll see, say, the other of them coming down the street. One of the spiders does seem to be following them briefly. Maybe it's a You swear its glowing red eye is. It's very much fixed on.
Shit.
But then the vision disappears.
Let's just say that Julie has a certain fortitude when it comes to seeing weird shit because drugs in general. So she's not drugs. She's not that freaked out because let's face it, she's seen things. But she will just mellow out in the common room for now.
However, can you actually roll me perception awareness?
Perception awareness?
Yep.
I will just have to check because I do not know my stats completely. It's in the fingertips. Oh. Wow, okay. That's 4 successes if the difficulty is 6.
Okay, yeah. Like you say, Julie's seen weird. Julie's had bad trips before. She's had the fear. She's had great trips. She's had really good times. This there was a deep thrumming, for the want of a better term, a sort of vibration, a pulse to that whole experience of looking, of using spirit sight that Julie has not felt before. As she felt the mechanical buzz of the street, I say that the crackle of electricity, probably the pulse of beings around her that she couldn't quite see. It was beyond just the vision, there was a kind of emotional input, a feeling that some of the sights inspired sort of deep feeling within, or an immediate emphatic emotional response, just innately, because that's what the Umbra does. That was something real yet not real. That was something Julie basically knows that it's worked, that she's looked at something beyond some deeper meaning.
She's able to distinguish it from a bad or good trip, let's say.
Absolutely, with absolute clarity.
Okay. Like, she might actually flash a smile at that, but then again, it's not gonna cause her to immediately try it again. She's just gonna she's just gonna, like, she's done a lot today, like get high and meditate and see something. It takes a lot of energy. So now she's just gonna watch some Brady Bunch and.
But yeah, still, she get back now.
The two intrepid adventurers return.
Yeah, and you can see James holding a nice, it's a dark wooden box, has the name Glenlivet embossed on the side, and it's tied with a very gaudy pink glittery bow.
So yeah, that was
clearly
a trip.
Clearly, Julie is quite nonplussed by this.
Everything okay?
Peter? Is Peter there? Peter is muted.
Sorry, I was AFK.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, they just arrived with the bottle, and James just asked if Julie was okay.
Oh, what?
No, yeah.
Like she's in a position that people have seen before. She's lying on a couch, looking at the TV, and the only thing that moves is her mouth. And she's just like, yeah, totally, I'm good. Like, did you get the thing? All right, good. She's just like transfixed by the TV, it seems.
The American Yard stare. So he'll take his coat off, and I don't know if there are any coat pegs, but
yeah,
if there are, he'll put it on one.
Mm-hmm. On the way in, James will have said that was a remarkably fancy. Sorry, Lee will have shouted to James, "That's a fancy drink. I'm sure she's a special lady."
He'll just laugh.
Ava doesn't know her whiskey, so she really has no clue.
Everybody that does, their mouth is watering. I've had this before. It is heaven in a bottle.
But yeah.
Only had it once, but I'd argue it's better than Johnny Walker Blue. And
but anyway,
I mean, everything. Okay, let's not go into an alcohol discussion here, especially not if you're bringing Johnny Walker into this.
But completely. So yeah, well, moving on with the actual scene and not getting just.
Yeah, but
Non-camera discussion.
um, yeah. So he'll set it down on the counter and just look over at Ava. So how's everything in the portal room going? I know I said I'd help out, and I haven't been helping out that much. Sorry.
I mean, that's okay. I actually think that we gone a bit further.
Really? How so?
Yeah. Well, Caleb did a thing, and he was able to localize the stepping stone.
Localize a stepping stone.
Locate.
Sorry, locate. My bad. Blah blah blah.
No.
See, this is why I need Duncan.
No, that's fine. I mean, I understood what you were saying. I was just like,
you.
know.
Yeah.
So it
I
has
told
to
you.
be a specific one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We actually found its location. Actually had a chat with Lee. He knows a lot about it, actually. Apparently there was another mage who took it from the chantry here. And as Caleb did his I don't know, it looked like he was doing yoga. I kind of thought that was for girls.
Hey. Yoga is like a big thing. Like, there's a lot of dudes do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just never really saw him. But, I mean, I'm not judging or anything. It's cool, you know? And he got some results.
Give Caleb a great ass.
Julie will either say that, what Junkin just said, or she will just say that being limper and being flexible is really good for dudes when it comes to sex.
Well, both will give the same reaction from Ava, which is like a wide-eyed stare and a few blinks.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like, the more flexible he is, the better, because, you know.
Anyone wants coffee?
Oh, yeah, coffee. Yeah, sure.
And she will go to the kitchen to get coffee.
Meanwhile, away from Ava's like line of sight, James is just sort of like shrugging and nodding.
Practice stretching.
And as Ava returns with the coffee and like 3 mugs, she's like, so anyway, he did that ritual thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he found the stepping stone with a certain lady called Agatha Fletcher.
Agatha Fletcher. Interesting.
James will recognize the name.
What? What?
Specifically, you'll recognize the Fletcher family.
Okay.
Old money, but invested well. Mr. Fletcher died a few years ago. Say he was old money, but that didn't stop him working. Quite an impressive sort of shipping and property empire.
Ah.
Well-known patrons of art galleries and the humanities.
I'll let you decide. Family rivalry or no?
Probably not. No. But I genuinely, I think it'd be more fun if you decided.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go this way, because everything's more fun with a little bit of conflict.
Mm-hmm.
She says Agatha Fletcher, and James's eyes will narrow slightly, and his face will take on a sort of bad taste in one's mouth before it is instantly brushed away, and his normal expression returns. Huh. I see.
So, Nausicaa recognized the name, as did I.
I do too.
Oh, that's great. She smiles. Obviously missed like the moment
Yep.
of saltiness there.
That's great.
Well, that's saltiness that she won't miss. So her eyes look a little confused. Then
His expression is normal. His tone of voice is extremely brittle at this point.
it's not a good thing.
Well, that depends.
On
Whether or not the sins of the father pass to the son.
oh. Well, I just know her that she bought some of my great grandmother's stuff. So if she also purchased like a stepping stone, I kind of figured that she would be some kind of, I don't know, like, someone who collects
They are.
historical.
The entire Fletcher family is.
Well, there's only the two of them left, sadly. No.
Right.
Well, only the one left. Just misses. Children all died young. Terrible accident on a yacht on a family holiday. Mr. Fletcher,
Hold on.
ripe old age of 90, but no one lives forever. James's hatred is so great. Cannot even speak.
There's a commercial break on, and just Julie just slowly gets up and just looks around and just. So, Ava, like,
Yeah.
have you ever if there's like vampires around, like, do you think like there is like Dracula, like for real? And do you know like what if they bite someone who has like HIV? Like, do they get infected or what?
What?
Ava blinks a few times. He seems to be doing a lot of blinking in this scene.
What?
I really don't know.
What was the question?
Like there's like we're like able to do like magic, right? So there's apparently also like vampires and all the other crazy shit, right? So
I would
like
assume so.
vampires, like Boris said as much. So if there are all these crazy things, like, do you think like Dracula is a thing like in reality? And if a vampire like bites someone who has HIV, do they get infected as well?
I don't think so.
It's just
To get
thinking.
HIV isn't carried in saliva.
I'm assuming that vampires don't like they drink blood, right? So if we're going by that,
Yeah.
then if you drink like blood from someone with HIV, you're probably gonna get it, right?
Yeah, but I think if they're vampires, they're already kind of dead, so the point is moot.
Oh, right.
James will sort of shrug.
Right. Oh man, that's trippy. And
I
to
think
just
if we ever meet one, I will ask.
But I think it might be
right,
rude to ask.
right, right.
Why
And
would
Julie
it be
just
And
rude?
stands there and
personally,
nods for a
I'm
moment. Just
okay. All right then.
So,
So Agatha Fletcher has the stepping stone we need for the ritual. Yes?
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
I sent an email. Basically, you know, I stated that I am Columbia University student, and I'm doing this project on like family history and how it influences our day-to-day life. So I wanted to look at my grandmother's stuff. So I hope, by actually getting in, if I get in this way, um, might be, you know, I hope we can at least see the stone for real, and like maybe, get some more info.
Interesting.
but like, what if
Okay.
she's totally not gonna see any of us? Like, do we like
Okay.
get someone to break in or something?
Whoa, that would be bad.
I mean, we want that
She won't
thing,
see
right?
me. I'm almost positive she won't see me.
I'm just thinking, like, we should have like a backup plan or something. Like, if she's
Why?
just like, "Fuck no, no one gets to touch my stuff," and it's like, okay, like,
mm,
I don't know.
Why would she not see you?
Family stuff
Oh,
and sins of the father to the son.
I mean,
My father did not get along at all with Mr. Fletcher, and that may have soured the relationship between the two.
so you shouldn't be the one to like talk or be there and like.
Well,
good
I'm not
guess.
entirely sure she knows exactly who I am, but if she does, I can probably say that your association with me might be negative.
I mean, she doesn't know me. She just knows my last name.
I don't know. Old money families tend to like to show off.
Yeah, she
So
nods at that. Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying, I guess.
So
So,
I'm going to go talk to Tasha.
mm-hmm.
I'll meet you in the portal room, and you can show me more of what you guys did.
Sure, yeah. If you like, I don't know if I really can show you much, but I'll try.
All right. And he'll take the box and sort of nod over in Julie's direction, hoping another weird question does not come his way.
Doesn't seem to be the case.
And he'll start towards the basement.
Okay. Yeah. Door to Tasha's room is, as usual, closed.
He'll knock on the door.
What?
I have something for you, and a favor to ask.
Fine. Come in.
And he will sort of come in awkwardly, trying to hold the box behind his back and get
She
into the room.
currently is in her normal place behind her barricade of rubbish in her corner. The sphere of her computer is open, and she seems to be fiddling with it very carefully. Wait. One moment. And she shuts it up. It's over. What?
This is. I'll be completely honest with you, as he says with a sort of half smile. This is part thank you, part Christmas present, and part bribe.
Aren't all Christmas
And-
presents kind of falling into either column A or column C?
That's a good point. And he'll present her with the box.
And she takes it and puts it down by her feet. She very specifically does not say thank you.
It's fine.
Because, as you pointed out, it's a bribe. What do you want?
I need a different identity. I
Okay.
need something that can hold up, something that I can use to get a job.
Yeah, okay. Don't know for some of the others. Name, details.
Around the same age.
Hmm.
Name?
Yeah. Give me a name. Give me some details for things for people to find when they look into it. Ideally, a place of
Jonathan.
birth.
Let's go with Jonathan Miros.
Okay.
Born in Italy. Schooled
Do you
in...
speak Italian?
I do not. Because I wasn't finished. Schooled in the U.S. Around the same age.
Really recommend you go with an English-speaking country, but
Fine. England.
practice your accent. Okay.
There's some movement at the door as Julie's head pokes in.
I don't have any weed, Julie.
No, that's not. I just like maybe you should like. There's like I saw something that was a little weird here before, and I'm like, are you? And she just looks at James. James, are you feeling all right? And did Ava feel all right when you were out, like at all?
Yeah?
I was kind of, trying to see, like, use some of my my, our abilities to see things. It was quite wicked, but there was these sparks and things about the television. But when I looked outside, I saw these like giant spider webs. It was totally freaky. Like these giant spiders roaming around outside, like in the city, but just not like normal. But one of them kind of, as you were making your way back, like one of them actually like followed you for a little. I don't know. It was it was quite creepy. And you know, you were right, and you didn't feel anything, right?
No. A spider
Yeah,
followed
yeah, man, it was totally
Ava
creepy. But
and I.
I'm fairly positive it wasn't like a bad trip or anything because it was quite instantaneous, like gone.
Boris sees the spiders too.
Really? Ah, shit. Fuck. What do we do? Like, are they after us or something?
No, they're just the spirits that live out there. So they're just the entities that live out there.
Okay, so they're not like out to hurt us or anything?
I mean, they're things in a parallel dimension. I probably wouldn't go around and try and give one a hug.
Right. Sure. Okay.
Really not my field, though.
New dimensions. That's an interesting concept.
Oh, but it's like the truth and like it's kind of like what it's all about, you know?
Other dimensions.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, man. It's all right, but like we know about them and they're not out to get us. Okay, fine. Okay, then.
I mean, a lot in like a specific way. I don't think they're friendly, though.
Right. I got it. And she just kind of nods and just says, "Okay, well, yeah. All right. I'll see you later." And she goes out.
Yeah. If you want to see something really fun, go look at like a park. Apparently that looks crazy.
Really? Oh man, I'll do that. Sure.
Yeah, no. I work on your identity. You can be British if you want to be fancy and cultural and European.
I figured it would be better to be known, and the identity would be better if it was outside of the United States.
I think identities are better if they're believable. If you get stopped by a cop and asked for your identity,
Yeah.
you want them to believe you.
Okay.
So yeah, practice your accent.
I figured that the school in the United States would kind of cover up the accent. That's cool. Yeah.
Ultimately, which would you rather be? You're stopped by police for whatever reason. Would you rather be explaining to them that you went to school in the US? Or would you rather they just believe that you're British?
This is a fair point.
Yeah. Keep it simple. But yeah, I'll have something ready for you in a bit. I've got a few projects, and she waves at her pile of garbage. Its ever-shifting state. Basic should be easy to run off there.
There is a mental shudder as it is whenever Nausicaa's room door is open.
Looks remarkably similar.
He can just see the amount of like disorganized chaos that's probably organized to them, but to him it just looks like chaotic mess, and it's just like,
oh yeah. You made friends with the library yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think I know what I have to do,
Progress.
but it's doing it.
Fair enough. Anything else?
No. You're not going to tell me if I'm right, though, are you? If I say, I think I have to do this.
Library doesn't like me. Library's an
Doesn't-
asshole.
The library doesn't like you?
Not really.
He'll shrug. Thanks.
Yep.
And he'll walk out.
Yep.
And
And she'll get back to work.
towards the portal room.
Yeah, Nava's sitting there. Is like kind of installed herself on the pile of blankets, and she has her diary open, and she's actually like copying the specifically the Tibetan part of the letters on the wall. And is slowly starting like translating it bit by bit, not everything.
Hmm.
Um, James is going to bring the smaller crystal around his neck up to his right eye. He's going to focus on the perfection of the angles and sort of bring that vision of perfection into his eyes and activate prime sight.
Okay. Roll me your rarity.
All right, let's see. Wrong. There we go. 2 and a 6.
Okay. Yeah. You see, and she looks upon the glowing lines of power. In fact, no. In fact, no. You've just used your eye. Yeah. James will see glowing lines of power coming, flowing around the room, all focused on the door, mostly following the flowing lines of script.
Mm-hmm. Any deeper understanding that any sort of differing understanding compared to when he looked at it with the mind sight?
Mind sight didn't show you flows of power. Mind sight gave you some meaning behind the words.
Right. Oh, okay.
Unless you're looking at flows of power, flows of magic, flows of quintessence.
Okay. And nothing's flowing away from the door. It's
You
more or
cannot
less
see any
flowing.
direction.
Cannot see any direction. Okay. So it's just sort of bright neon lights.
No. You cannot see clearly. You got one success.
Oh, okay.
You get a vision, you see thing, then the vision fades.
Damn. Huh. Sort of blink the spots out of his eyes, I guess, then. Walk over to Ava. Looking around. Anything translated yet?
A bit. Lee is actually teaching me Tibetan.
Lee is
in
teaching.
exchange for- Yeah, I'm working in the restaurant, and every shift I do, he teaches me Tibetan.
Nice.
I just need to find a way to learn the other language.
Galactic.
Yeah.
Hey, I said it right the first time. Damn.
Alva looks proud.
The sort of translation that Ava has done, there seems to be a general theme in the words of that when you start to string them together, some of the words have obviously had different shifting meanings over time. But you're starting to get the image of it referring to it's definitely referring to a journey. Something related to birth or possibly home. And a mountain. Or possibly a town.
And she'll explain that to James, like, okay, so whatever I got to understand, and there's still like a lot I don't, but they're referring to like a journey, possibly a spiritual one, could just be a physical one. They're speaking about birth, but yeah, I mean, what I've understood from Tibetan culture, that could actually go two ways. And they do refer to like the mountain, or a village, maybe both.
Or a tomb,
Oh, she kind of
actually.
actually scribbles something down. Or a tomb.
Huh.
Maybe it's just a 3-in-1. I can see that from my dream. Kind of makes sense. It was a place,
We'll
like there
raise
was.
an eyebrow. I don't think we'll. Does the library have anything on galactolytic?
I haven't checked yet, actually. I should.
I need to get in there. Or at least I need to try and get in there.
Just make sure you bring a book. Something that she doesn't have yet.
Yeah. I
She
think I
likes to
have that.
prank.
And she likes to prank.
Yeah, she is like a monkey girl.
Okay. Huh.
And if you bring her like the book and everything, at least you can read books in the library, but I think there's a step beyond that.
A step beyond that? Like
Mhm.
where you can take books out?
I don't know, maybe. Because, yeah, like I just try to spend a night in the library as well. Sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
And basically try to recreate what I did here. And it kind of sort of worked.
Uh-huh.
It was weird though. But I kind of got the impression that like she wants us to push our boundaries and to, you know, broaden our horizons in a way. And she actually kind of blushes at that point.
Uh-huh.
You know, Ava, as Julie just, she's probably been standing there for a couple of moments. You know, if I didn't know better, I would say that you were kind of suggesting something. You know, wink, wink and stuff. But I don't know.
Wink, wink.
I don't know, broaden our horizons. But you know,
There's There's a wide-eyed look from James.
I'm going to briefly take control of exactly what's going to happen to Sasuke's character. It's involuntary. If the two of you complete, she's going to turn literally purple. Like blushing. You know when you start blushing, and then you start realizing that you're blushing, and you're
So you're
trying
blushing
really
harder.
hard not to, and it's just making it worse.
Like what happens to me on a daily basis.
Yeah, your ears are burning. You know, you can feel the sweat on your forehead.
Look
They
at
can
these
read you like a book.
interesting. These letters are so interesting. Look at my book. Look at this translation. It is so much interesting.
Hey, there's nothing to be like ashamed about or anything. Like it's totally natural. Like
What exactly are you suggesting?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm suggesting. As she now with a lit joint just takes the if and just looks like she has a smug grin on her face looking between the two of them. I don't know what she could be suggesting. What I do know is that, well, at least like alcohol seems to impair your sense of, perception and stuff. Not like weed. It's just much better for you. That you. She just stands there and just.
Yeah, I was just gonna pretend that she didn't hear a thing.
It's like, I mean, you're both adults. You can, everyone can make their own decisions. Like, we're here because we have to stick together and stuff. Like, we should be adult enough to respect each other's, wishes and stuff. But I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, like, broaden our horizons in many ways. Like, I mean, like my time at the collective, like the commune, like we had a lot of like boundary pushing things, like all sharing the same room and stuff. Like maybe we could start doing that here. Like I think it would be quite good, for all of us,
If Ava's minds could open portals, they would have appeared right underneath.
Yeah, you're pretty sure your toes are pink now.
Yeah, I mean, she's even like kind of slowly turning away, like turning her back towards the others, because basically Julie is standing in the only exit, and there is no way that she is like. So she's just gonna pretend that they're not there.
Pretend that no one's in my bedroom talking about having orgies.
There's a cough.
She doesn't call it orgy.
And
She calls it group sex because she doesn't know what the word orgies is. No, that's like. I mean, she's not that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James is now studiously looking away from Julie and her suggestion.
Honestly, like that's probably what she's suggesting, but then again, it might also be other things. Like, from what the both of you know, like, Julia can be a bit spacey, especially when she's getting high at the moment. So maybe she really
Getting
doesn't.
high or just maintaining high? Because I think
Maintaining high is probably a better. Like, she might not exactly know what she's suggesting. Just saying, like.
That's fair.
I mean, there are cracks appearing in Ava's bubble, and you're causing it.
The point when someone is so open-minded that none of these things are strange to them.
Yeah, like she has gone like she is her level of hippie is over 9,000. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like
Stay
she
away
doesn't
from
seem
my
ashamed, but it seems quite natural to her to suggest some of these things. Like it's not even like a question. It's just like
There will
seems
be
very,
there
very
will be
relaxed
hints.
with all of this.
There will still be hints of red on the tips of James's ears as he reaches into his back pocket and pulls out a notebook. Both of you have seen this notebook before.
I mean, I was not looking in your general direction.
And he's actually looking. He's looking in Stephen's notebook. Duncan,
Okay.
is there anything in there that sort of matches the same combination of languages, or is it all the combination of Greek and Latin?
His is a combination of Greek, Latin, and a language you don't understand. Oh, and Hebrew and Arabic.
Oh,
But
it's
yeah.
just a mix of it's a mishmash of everything. Okay, I thought it was only a
like
mishmash.
different. No, it's like because it's clear that it's different sections pieced together.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Cruel.
And the different sections
Okay.
languages.
Right. Oh, okay. So the different language. Anything in his own script that sort of matches this?
No, not really.
No. Any diagrams that might include 7 points?
I mean, there are diagrams that include 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like a few.
Few.
But there's none in the portal. Like, so yeah, in the notebook, there's a
Right.
few sort of 7-pointed diagrams. Often in several, often clearly drawn in several layers.
Mm-hmm.
But are you looking for something in particular?
No, not really. Not at the moment.
Okay.
Basically, seeing if maybe something might be in here at some point close to this. I mean, I don't suppose. I mean, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try for Prime Site again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same routine as before. He'll bring
Yep.
the crystal up to his eye. And he's gonna hold it there, almost like a monocle.
Mm-hmm. Roll them bones.
And, we're gonna roll them bones. What's the difficulty at this time? I'm thinking it's
4.
5 because it's a not 4. Oh, okay.
It's a coincidental level 1 stir effect. You can't tell magic's going on. He just looks weird.
One success again. Damn it.
Yep.
Damn it. He doesn't get anything. It's just a blink and then gone, right?
I mean, you can do an extended roll. That's a thing
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah, he will extend the roll then.
Mm-hmm. So 5 to 5.
Nice. All right. So 1 into effect, 1 into duration. Right?
Yeah. So it's
How many successes do I need for a scene?
2 for a scene.
2 for a scene. Okay. But this lasts like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In combat, it normally lasts a turn, but yeah, I'll give you a few minutes.
All right. That's really all he needs.
Okay. That all you're doing?
Yeah. Do the lines of power make any sort of
They
any
still
sort of
just
shape?
they vaguely follow the words. You
They
can't really
vaguely
see them
follow the
particularly
words.
clearly still.
Okay. And there's nothing on the ground, nothing on the ceiling.
Oh no, no. Yeah, the lines of power are on the floor and ceiling, following the words.
Oh, there are words on the ground?
In fact, no, there aren't any words on the ground. There are a couple of lines on the ground as well.
Okay.
They
But
seem to
not in
intersect
any
with a particular point ahead of the portal. There seems to be a particular focus of them just in front of the portal. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just words on the ceiling and wall.
And the lines on the floor, they don't make any sort of discernible pattern at all?
I'm going to say they're actually straight lines.
Okay.
In fact, no, they'll be softer. They'll be softer. They'll be curved still. But they'll be softer curves than the wall. We'll go with softer.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So basically, like circles, they're more or less circles around the the walls and lines that follow how the words are written on
Yep.
the ceiling, and sort of like elliptical angles.
Lines on the walls as well. So the whole
Yeah.
thing is this kind of swirling pattern. Say focused around the door. Quite a complicated pattern, a very intricate pattern. But yeah.
Is there any sort of if he takes a step back, maybe goes closer towards the entrance, is there any sort of bigger picture?
Not really that you can see.
Okay.
I mean, you
Alright.
can see what you can see is that clearly has its own logic to it.
Yeah.
Probably because you can see that there is clearly some kind of pattern here,
Okay.
but you can't devise any meaning from it yourself.
Right. So he'll just start speaking aloud. So, and he'll go to he'll say to Ava. Each line, there are lines of power in the room. At least it seem to be. Are they at all related to the lines that are in the wards that go above the roof and sort of cover the building?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
But ultimately, you're looking in one room.
Yeah. I figured. I'm not going to be that guy and be like, oh, let's go, Scooby fucking do.
So guys, are we you're just gonna be studying, or?
Studying sounds like a very good idea.
There is something
becoming less purple.
There is something I wanted to try.
Me too, actually.
I mean, I'm not anywhere closer to deciphering this, but there was something I did want to try. I do want to try myself.
Okay.
What?
Well, and I'm supposing at this point it's either the prime side is either gone or it is, or I can just cancel it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just an experiment. I know we're kind of still in relative danger from the technocracy, so I wanted to try something that might give us a little bit of protection.
Okay. What?
I don't want to try it here, though.
Oh.
I don't want to do anything that might screw up the energy in this room.
Fair enough. I kind of do want to try a thing here, but I'm not quite sure how long it takes.
And what did you want to try?
I want to write a fairy tale.
You want to write a fairy tale?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like I tried to. It sounds. I find it kind of hard to explain, but it's like, you know, basically reading the room and reading what happened in this room. And I tried that before, and I thought like it'd have to find a way of words that connects with this room. So I first tried a haiku, but I think the complexity of the poem was not complex enough, or maybe too complex to basically gather what the room wanted to say. But I did have the feeling there was more. So I was thinking if I would write like a fairy tale, just starting with like once upon a time and then just kind of let my story write itself, then maybe we could get like the basics of the ritual like actually written down, like what they did.
Right. If okay, like if any of you guys need me, I'll be like in the kitchen, and she just nods at the both of you and walks off.
Did I say something wrong?
I don't think she's. I don't think this is her area of particular study.
Right. So yeah, I kind of wanted to try that. Want to see if something comes up.
You wanted to try a poem, right?
Well, I tried a poem before, like a haiku, but like I said,
Right.
it did give me something. As she brushes through her diary as the player goes through her blue booking, if she has even written it down there. Yeah, she did. And she actually like opens it up and looks at the. There's two haikus written there.
He'll hold up a finger. In your vision, 7 seemed to be very important, right?
That was 7 people.
There's 7 people, right?
Mm-hmm. And the statues match to the amount of people.
Right. 7 was a particularly powerful number. Why not try a roundlet?
Might work. As she kind of starts thinking on those on words and things that she wants to use, and Master Player is looking up examples because she can't really properly come up with any poem at this time of night. It says, yeah, that does sound like an idea. Just trying to. Ooh. And yeah, she'll actually like tear out a new paper from her diary and will actually starts writing, and I really hope that I have something right here. And what she writes down is, I will cross as many bridges as need be to arrive at my desired balcony. On my journey, I will enjoy the scenery, delighting in the air, earth, and sea.
Okay.
Yeah. And she basically holds her pen still at the like underneath the poem, and just kind of closes her eyes and reads in and out a couple of times, so she's focusing on that particular poem.
Okay. And yeah, roll me Arate.
There's
Diff
a
is
10.
5.
There's a
I'm
10.
going to need 3 successes.
Okay. Well, there's one 10 at least, so let's see. There's a 9.
Mhm.
The third roll. And another 10. Wow.
The divine root. So she begins to write.
Mhm.
When you open your eyes, what you see is the divine root conceives and spring breaks forth, and in heaven's nature is divine root conceives and the spring breaks forth. As the heart's nature is cultivated, the great way arises. Before chaos was divided, heaven and earth were one. All was a shapeless blur, and no man had appeared. Once the Creator destroyed the great vagueness, the separation of clear and impure began.
Yeah, she'll open her eyes after her hand stops moving.
Did you get something?
Reads over what she wrote, and we'll hand it to James. This.
I'll spend a few minutes reading and rereading. Huh. Huh.
Yeah.
This is a complex.
Well, what do
But
you
it
expect from a
reads.
portal?
It reads like a step forward.
Yeah. Now we need to interpret the poem.
The divine root. Divine root. Oh. That alone has so many meanings.
Yeah. Like, you could even see it as very practical, because in my dream there were people wearing animal pelts. I can even see a connection between that and that.
Right. Divine root conceives and spring breaks forth. As the heart's nature is cultivated, great A arises. As heart's nature is cultivated, the great way arises.
My first idea would be that everyone has a different nature of their heart, but
Right. But the Great Way, I mean,
sounds like a hint towards the portal. I mean, it does make sense.
sounds like the way towards a lot of things. The Great Way. I mean, Taoists used to say the way, the Tao. It
Mhm.
used to lead to some sort of enlightenment. As heart's nature is cultivated, the Great Way arises, as, you know,
Nature is something chaotic.
right.
So once you order that, which I think in a way again fits, like you said, Taoism.
I'm not I'm not trying to deem this in any particular way. I'm just that could be a line about enlightenment.
Mm-hmm. Was a shapeless blur and no man had appeared.
We're not. I don't think we're going to figure this out.
I mean, I
In
think in a way it is, again, it is about a journey. I mean, it basically says so, but like it says before chaos was divided and all as a shapeless blur. If you look at the creation stories in like basically every main culture, there used to be nothing slash everything, and from there on, as you order that, you start to create things.
definitely, no, I get it.
And I don't even know if this is connected, but when I was at that mountain in my dream, like everything around it was kind of vague and in a gray mist. Yeah, but there was a bottom at the end of the fall. Yeah, I need to think
Huh.
more on this.
Let's also see what Caleb, Nausicaa, and Julie have to say about this, as well as
Maybe
the
I
others.
like.
Maybe, maybe.
Do you want me to write you a copy?
Yes, please.
Okay. She quickly notes it down on like a separate paper and will hand it to James.
Thank you.
So you wanted to try your thing, right?
Well, after trying this, I mean, my thing seems kind of simple. Um, yeah, but not here. I don't want to
Mm.
mess with anything here. Suddenly
Got
get burned, you know?
Yeah. So where do you want to do it? Like common room, greenery, sorry,
Um,
greenhouse, blah blah.
Kitchen should be fine. I just don't want to do it with all this power. I mean, it kind of shakes a little bit.
Okay, kitchen.
All right, and once they get there, he's gonna ask for a piece of paper.
She'll tear once more out of her, um, yeah, out of her diary. Starts to get a bit thin by now.
And he'll walk over to the table, and he's gonna start folding it. I'm gonna make a roll here. For origami, do you want me to use dexterity, intelligence?
Dexterity, please.
Sure.
Julie is making food of some description. It actually smells pretty good.
Okay.
One could have gotten the sense that she was suddenly hungry for some reason to just get out of all of the stereotypes out of the way.
All right. And he'll start folding. He is going to fold it into an origami shield. Okay.
Okay.
That's at least one success.
Okay. Cool. So yeah. What are you trying to do?
What he's doing, he's making a representation of a shield. Okay.
Yeah.
Using the angles of the paper.
Yeah, no. I mean, what effect is he trying to accomplish?
Oh, he's trying to make a forces shield.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, -1 difficulty from the roll. So, in fact, no. I'm actually going to stop you there.
Okay.
When you say forces shield, what are you trying to accomplish? Because a forces shield, as gone before, as detailed before in the previous menu, you don't just make a forces shield. You build an effect.
Right. What he's doing is he is using the exact angles to create the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And he is mentally, with the folding of the angles, he is trying to cover himself with that shield.
Mechanically, what are you trying to accomplish?
A kinetics force shield, basically in front of him.
Okay. Accomplishing what? So you're trying to build a force field in front of you.
Yeah, just a small force field that might prevent something flying towards him, like a punch or something.
Okay. I will see this. You fold.
He's creating armor.
Do it. Yep. Nothing happens. The effect you're trying to build requires forces 3.
Oh, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't energy shield a
no?
forces
Because
2
it's
rote?
not. No, because it's not a rote at all.
Oh.
This is the whole elaborate point I went into with the previous menu. Yeah. No. If you're trying to create a force,
Okay.
that's forces 3.
Oh.
Forces 2 allows you to manipulate an existing force.
Huh. Okay.
So
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Does he at least feel that he's reaching for something and then it doesn't happen?
No, he's literally just folding, and in fact, maybe. No, in fact, it feels like he's more like he's trying to climb a cliff that's actually just a glass smooth surface bending towards him. Like you're just trying to accomplish something, and he's just trying to do it, and it's just the way you're describing it, and he's just doing it. It's just not possible, and he's quickly coming to that realization.
Huh. Okay. Huh. That didn't work.
What were you trying to do?
I was seeing if I could shield myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've actually tried that recently, but then, like, I don't know. I tried to stop people from looking in my head. Because of the bookstore.
What do you mean? What's wrong with the bookstore?
So, you know the bookstore that opened, like, down the street?
Yeah. I was actually going to go look in it.
Well, the person who runs it is I don't know. He knows awful shit about us. He knows we're mages when we walk in. He actually knows like our quirks and everything. And even when I tried something and that failed, and all of a sudden everything was black and white for me, he seemed to even know that. And that specifically. And I know that his door has like, I don't know, there's something with his back door to the back room of his shop.
Is he a mage?
He didn't really say, and like, you know, Nausicaa, he tried. He says he's an information broker.
An information broker.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
I don't know. Why would it sound suspicious?
Have you ever seen the X-Files?
She kind of thinks back, and I've heard of it, and I think I know the tune, like the beginning of it, but I don't know. I didn't really watch a lot of television.
Right. Okay. Well, that example, I guess, doesn't work. Um. Huh. I don't really know any other example.
Oh. I don't know. Like, ultimately, I think he's kind of nice, but I'm kind of curious about like him and his door and his shop.
I wouldn't go to the bookstore alone.
I mean, it's an old guy. What can he do? Just run away.
He's an old guy. What can he do?
Yeah.
You just allowed a room to speak through you.
Kind of cool.
I was when we escaped from the facility. I lit someone on fire.
I mean,
And we're just coming into these abilities. I just saw I tried something that obviously didn't work. We're just coming into these abilities, and you're asking what he's just an old guy. What can he do?
I mean, he looked nice. He gave us tea. I mean, if he was planning to do something bad, why would he, like, talk with us? Like, give us something to drink and just generally be nice.
It's called assessing the competition.
Blank look. Kind of like on the picture.
See, something my father used to do when he would say he was hiring somebody for a high position, right? Or say he was planning to make a deal with someone. He would invite them out to lunch. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Nice.
that sounds nice, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like it's a genuine invitation, especially if he has said previously that he's going to pay for it, right?
I mean, yeah.
Now, my father would invite these people to lunch, and he would do things to show not only his power as a businessman, but his capability. Order things not on the menu. Judge them based off of their table manners. He would even go so far as to talk about things about them that weren't necessarily on their application to put them off guard.
Okay.
It's how you run a business.
Maybe your dad just liked to talk to people?
No, no. My father hated people. He still hates people.
If you say so.
Those of you that had tea with that man were marked.
Come on, of course not. How can T mark you?
Not marked as in physically marked, something was put on you. He took a sense of you. He took
If
I don't trust that man.
if any of you guys want any, there's like I made a little too much, so like she points over to a pot. You know, it's a chicken. It's pretty good.
Thanks.
Just a
Yeah.
load of chicken nuggets, like the frozen ones you get in a packet.
Probably.
The dinosaur shape.
Yeah, shit, yeah, turkey dinosaurs.
So like your dad was like this like business guy, and he was like you were with like Silver Spoon and shit.
Yes, silver spoon and shit.
I guess that must. It sounds. You make it sound like it's like it was horrible or something.
It's not horrible. It's a lot of fun. But it can do horrible things.
Well, he isn't. He didn't look rich. Just kind of looked old.
It's not a skill of the rich. It's just a skill. It's something. He now has something he can use against you.
I drank tea.
Is that bookstore guy? I don't trust him.
It's an old guy. He gave us some.
That knows lots of stuff he shouldn't know. Like, I'm not.
Points.
I'm not going
James
back to
points
that. Just,
emphatically at Julie. I mean, the fact that he knew you guys were mages. The fact that the moment you walked in,
I mean, don't you want to know how you got to know that?
yeah,
okay,
no.
how did he
no
get to know
thanks.
that?
I don't know. That's what I want to find out. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this back room.
And that doesn't put off any that doesn't spark put off any like red lights. It doesn't raise any red flags.
I mean, sure, if he was like a bad guy, that would be bad, but
You don't know if he's a bad guy.
he doesn't look like a bad guy.
That's the great thing about bad guys.
I mean, we've seen the bad guys, and he didn't look like them.
At this point, Julie just looks at Ava and just
James
says,
is just going to put his face in his hands and just.
"You do know that robbers don't have robbery masks like in the cartoons on at all times, right?"
Well, duh, of course.
All right. Okay. Extend that reality to like people don't. Well, people do see me as criminal in a certain sense, but I don't come across like someone who would break into. I mean, like you wouldn't think of me as like a criminal, right? Just someone who smokes some drugs, right? So,
No.
trust me, there's a lot of people who look really nice, really good in expensive suits who do a fuck ton of drugs. You wouldn't know.
Hey, you could look at my father and say that he's not a bad. He doesn't look like a bad guy, but he's
I just
caused people to go bankrupt, lose everything.
I would say like don't go back to that fucking bookstore, but that's just me.
They're
I
probably
mean,
going to go
have
back.
you guys ever kicked a puppy and saw how that looked? Because that's kind of the look that Ava is giving right now.
I always kick puppies just to see how they look, Saskia.
I know you do. I know you do.
We're shattering illusions.
Yes.
We're overstepping boundaries. Yay!
Ava looks like she's actually close to crying at this point. She does not like this conversation.
Look, just do me a favor.
Sure.
Neither you or Nausicaa go to that bookstore alone.
Hey, Ava, look, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. No, Julie comes over and just hugs Ava and just like, hey, it's all right. It's all right.
I mean, I really think he's not bad or anything.
I don't know. I just don't think we should take chances. That's all.
I mean, I wasn't really planning to go back there alone. I think. I promise I'll take someone along if I go again. Okay?
I can guess if this person knew things about Nausicaa that Nausicaa didn't want him to know. I bet that's wounded her pride somewhat.
Asuka's not a bad person.
I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying she's probably just as...
Well, some people would say that. Like, I know she's like super artistic, but like she did shoot a gun at me for essentially just saying a bad word about her. Now,
She was
I've
just
forgiven her, and I've like don't hold it against her. It was like
But you keep bringing it up.
because it's really like
And you haven't forgiven her yet.
no,
Not
it's not.
really.
It's not. I'm keep bringing it up because I want to improve her. I want to make sure that she understands. Like that is a really, really bad thing, and if I did it to her, she would be upset too. That's why I keep bringing it up. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
but she wouldn't forgive you.
She has forgiven me.
If you shot a gun at her, she would not forgive you.
But that's my.
That's why she would start.
That's yeah. But
That's
that's
why
not
she
what
would
I'm
keep
saying.
bringing it up. No, but that's why she would keep bringing it up, because she would not forgive you.
Right.
If you forgive someone and it's done, you give someone a second chance. It doesn't mean that you keep bringing back
But
what they
that's
have
not
done
my
wrong.
point. My point is that I want to, make sure that she better understands the consequences of her actions and stuff.
Then don't say you've forgiven her, because you've not. Because you've only forgiven her after she learns from her mistakes. That's not forgiveness.
Julie looks at you. She appears quite annoyed. Just shakes her head and just says, "All right, right, fine."
Through this whole exchange, James has sort of stepped back slowly and is quietly munching on a chicken nugget.
Be
And
quiet.
back and forth.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. I just, you know,
That was shouting?
No, it's fine. It's
was it
fine.
not?
No.
Oh.
No. We're good. That's not a problem. So, James, like, are you, and she looks a bit, like, so you are, like, cruising with all of the, trust fund babies and just, you know, cruising for chicks all the time, or what?
I think I'm gonna go to bed, guys. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Night.
Night.
Yeah, Val kind of walks off. By the way, that was in character, Duncan, not the other character, because then you would lose the link.
And,
Yeah, your dad's loaded, so you hung out around with all of the rich boys and, just drinking and partying, right?
no, actually.
Hmm.
I was raised with a very specific goal set in front of me by my parents. Yes, my father is, as you said, loaded. I am not.
Oh, so he's like one of those real assholes who are like, you have to earn it, or something like that, or what?
No, he took it away when I moved to New York.
Oh, okay.
Because that was not in the plan.
Oh, okay. I can understand that. Isn't like, yeah. I kind of my family doesn't really talk to me a lot. But no, it's she just holds up like the bud of the joint she smoked. Just, you know, this apparently didn't sit too well with him, so.
Yep.
So what do you like? But you had an education, so you got like
Yes.
you got out
I
of.
went to boarding school I went to boarding school in Russia when with my mother and father during my father's business trips.
She just looks at you. You were sent to the gulag or something?
Not the gulag, no. A business school.
Russia. I mean, that's I don't know. I don't know too much, but I don't think that's like the main place to send your people to. Well, your children just like. I'm guessing love wasn't a big part of it.
What exactly are you asking?
I'm just worried that you're like quite distant, and you know, like you know, I've met a couple of rich people, rich assholes who were like so fucking distant from everyone around them. Like it's kind of creepy, and they're almost not human. Like they had no idea what. But you seem alright. Like that's alright. That's cool.
Well, thank you for validating my humanity.
Oh, you're welcome. So, so what else? Like, do you have any like pastimes or something? Like play cards or what? Something?
I read. I'm I like origami. And yeah, maybe occasionally I do go out with a couple of rich people and I do uh, for chicks, as it were.
Hmm. All right. I mean, I would have thought so, but oh, just you know, sometimes I see like the same assholes just day after day after day after day, just the same shit, same bimbos. You know, it just seems hollow. Like there's nothing behind it. It's not even like. I mean, I can understand like one night stands and stuff, but like if there's no love between them, and if it's just the sex, I don't get it. Like, and you should at least be open to like have the expression of love, like be there. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you can find it anywhere, but like it's just in those like the hookup thing and all that. It's not about love. It's not about sharing. It's like about the ego, and it's fucking like it's sick. Like,
Okay.
d- d-
And
d-
what do you know of me?
I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about you know life and stuff.
It seems very much that you're trying to talk about me.
Um, and she just looks up a little bit more, looks straight at you, and just says, "I kind of like lost my train of thought." Um,
Yeah.
she scratches her forehead a little and just says, did I? Well, sorry. I mean, if I like, I'm like, uh, yeah. I didn't. I don't think I was talking about you.
Okay then. Ava found something on the something more in the portal room. I think I'm gonna go try and figure that out.
Okay, that's cool.
Have a nice night.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
same to you.
will walk directly to his room.
Yeah,
And the door closes quite sharply.
Julie just nods to herself and sits down and watches some television.
And yeah, this is where we end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, ST, for STing, and thank you, watchers, for watching. This was another scene for a Living World of Darkness Mage venue. Bye.